phenomenal brand. Tell us about the brand, what you sell, why you got into that niche.
Yeah, so Prodigy X is actually my second kind of main brand, because I've sold a brand in the past before for $100,000. So,
oh, wow. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, but Prodigy X, the brand, it's just actually more like what's the word? It's a representation of who I am. Like, it's almost like me almost expressing myself, which is why it's so easy for me. And that's why I think that if you want to sell a product, to sell something that you're actually truly passionate about, if the demand and the profitability is there, that's important.
Yeah.
Then it's so easy to brand it.
So what does Prodigy X sell?
Prodigy X sells ice baths.
Ice baths?
Ice baths, yes.
We were just hanging shit on ice baths last week. Not really.
The memes are hilarious when you see people taking the piss out of ice baths.
The counterculture's coming now for the ice baths. It's so funny to watch. Oh, ice baths are terrible for you. And,
I know.
It comes for everything.
So you're in the ice bath niche, obviously a booming niche. You know, if people are making jokes about it, memeing about it, it's been successful.
Yes.
So you sell these where?
We sell
All
these
over.
in Australia, we sell these in USA, we sell these in Canada, and now we're moving into Germany. And now we've also created our private label Shopify website. So we're going to be doing that too.
So why did you decide on, how do you do your due diligence on a niche as an Amazon seller? Let's start there.
Well, it starts with demand. Right. It really starts with demand, and I think most people go wrong here. They see like a scented candle on their table, and they're like, well, I think that scented candles are going to sell well. But there's no real data to suggest that. That's what most people think.
Where do we get the data? Somebody listening to this, if they've got an idea, how do they verify that there is volume?
Yeah, so you want to jump straight onto Zonguru. You need something like Zonguru that tells you, yes, this has demand. And demand is showcased in two ways. I like to look at revenue mostly, but there's also search volume. But for me in Australia, because now I focus on selling in Australia, I look for products where the top seller is doing a minimum of $10,000 a month revenue.
Okay, the top seller is doing a minimum of 10 grand a month. So for those who don't know what Zonguru is, it's a piece of software that analyzes Amazon, and you can use it, to do research. But if you're running an Amazon business, it also does a whole lot of processes. And full disclosure, that's my company. Well,
I've tried other ones as well, though. And Zonguru is the easiest to use.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, so do you also look at? Remember the days when we were doing product research? You look at revenue for sure. But also competition. Is there one runaway bestseller that's going to be hard to track down?
Yeah.
Like, is it a red ocean or is it a blue ocean? Or how do you see yourself cutting into that market if you do like it? What's your edge? Is about that comes back to brand or?
Yeah, I like to do like a really in-depth competition analysis where I'll actually break down all of the top sellers. I'll break down their images. I'll break down their titles. I'll break down if they have A+ content, which means they have a registered trademark, which means they can have a video and all of this extra stuff.
So if they don't have a video,
I'm like, shit, okay, that's already opportunity if they don't have videos.
Yeah, which means they're probably smaller, less experienced. So what you're saying, an A+ seller, can you just say that again slowly? A+ content. How can I tell a normal listing on Amazon from somebody who's got A+ content?
Yeah, so a normal listing on Amazon won't have a video, and when you scroll down in the product description, it won't have images. It'll only have text.
It'll have the images at the top of the listing, like all Amazons. But then when you scroll down, there's sort of like a HTML page. It looks like a PDF almost.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly.
Yeah. But it's got graphics and images further down. So what you're saying is those sellers who have a video and that additional content are more experienced, they've got a trademark. And what you're saying is if you go to Amazon, you don't see any of those listings, you go, wow, here's an opportunity for
alarm bells, ding, 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 could do something.
Yeah, so you're looking for a minimum of 10 grand a month in sales at the top level. And then you could do an analysis of the competition by looking at how good the photos are, whether they're A+ contest there. What about reviews, stuff like that? What else do you look at? Yeah,
I look at reviews for sure. Reviews, actually, we've really come to grips as being probably the most important part of an Amazon listing nowadays. Social proof is massive. Mark, I'm sure you can attest to this, where you see these horrible listings and these horrible products, but then they have 3,000 reviews and they're the top seller. So reviews are massive, and
in many cases that's really trustworthy, right? Like, because if it's an ugly brand, but people are raving about it, people go, wow, this thing must be good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you then also look at from a paid perspective as well, what it's going to cost to boost, like from the get-go for your launch? Yeah,
and that's why I like to sell products for a minimum of $50.
Got it.
But like ideally even 100 and over, because typically the higher you can sell a product for, the more profit you can make. If you sell a product for $10 at 30%, you're only making $3 a unit.
Yeah. So what's your average sale of your ice baths? How much do they cost?
So we have two ice baths. We have our OG model, which is more of an entry-level ice bath. We sell that one for $130.
Are these inflatable or are they?
That one is inflatable. So it arrives in a box maybe this big.
Yep.
And it's just like, it's got some legs and stuff in there. It's got the tub and it's got a pump.
Right.
You put the legs in and then you inflate the top rim of it. And it's basically just a cylindrical structure, and you basically just put water in there and ice, and it's good to go.
Yeah. Do you have to keep changing the water or not?
You can change it probably once a week, ideally.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And it stays cold.
You need to put ice in every time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so then we have also our premium offer, which is a high ticket ice bath.
Yeah.
Now this one we sell for $799 USD.
Yeah.
And this one can be connected with a water chiller. So it's a legitimate kind of whole thing, and it's a premium offer as well. We sell those as well in Australia and USA.
Yeah. Which one's more profitable for you?
In the early stages, the OG was incredibly profitable because we were one of the first. We were the second.
Small one.
The small one, yep,
Yeah.
was so profitable. We were running at 50% margins to start.
Wow.
Yeah. But with Amazon, there are a lot of returns and refunds as well, so that gets factored in. They're both probably evenly as profitable when you consider everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except one's just got, as you said before, $50 product. The point where it stops being about percentage margins and talks about cash profit.
Yeah.
You can buy so much more traffic with the cash.
Yes,
versus
exactly.
margin.
You have to spend money on PPC.
For
You
$700,
have to.
you're going to have a much higher gross
fat.
margin.
Yeah, absolutely. We make 300 US per unit.
Yeah, it's like my toilets.
Yeah.
So for just before we move on for this, because it is a really important factor on Amazon. So many inexperienced sellers they think the least risk possible by selling the cheapest item possible.
Mm-hmm.
But by doing that, you inadvertently put yourself in the highest risk category, because then you're competing with, hundreds of millions of Chinese students, for example, who've got $1,000 to start a business, and they're looking to do exactly the same. Whereas when you bump up to these $700 products, like, less people are inclined to go and drop. How much is a container of those things?
Oh, I didn't want to say.
We would be like six figures, right?
Yeah, we like last Wednesday we spent 100,000 in a day.
On a container. So that just knocks
Yeah.
out a lot of people. So
Yeah.
you're actually taking less risk often when you go up the price chart.
But also oversized as well. A lot of people go, oh, it's oversized. Shipping's going to be a lot more. It's like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly why we're doing oversized. Not air freight. So it's a little bit another barrier to entry as well.
Absolutely, yeah. It presents an opportunity because most people don't have the risk tolerance to do it.
Yeah.
You mentioned that now you look at revenue and demand, and like when I first started, I was looking at demand before revenue. And it was only after like being on Amazon and selling for 3 or 4 years that I'm like, I really need to focus on revenue. Like, talk about that, because Adam just mentioned that going straight into a high ticket item is a great way to do it because it knocks out the competition. But if you had your time again, would you, or is there other hurdles around that? And yeah, talk us through that.
I would sell high ticket, absolutely. Yeah, now, but only because I have the confidence to do so. As a beginner, I would suggest to sell a product for $50.
Hey there. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Unemployable. If you want to watch another clip, click here, or if you want to see the full episode, click here. Bye for now.